A couple details for the Michigan real estate market, specifically Oakland County. We're here in Highland Township, but listings that we currently have active are all throughout Metro Detroit, and wanted to go ahead and share just if you're looking to sell a house, if you are selling a house, if you're currently listed with an agent, if you are an agent, just a couple things that I'm going through right now, some real world experience, real time experience that hopefully will bring some peace to your life. Because these houses, like, I think we've been pre conditioned to like get everything right now, right? Microwave mentality, microwave society, however you want to put it. The YouTube shorts, like the very very short content, like we are conditioned for instant gratification. Okay, we got that. So with the whole instant gratification thing going on, mentally we expect our houses to sell, and this is way it goes way deeper, and it's way deeper rooted than just positive affirmations. But we are mentally conditioned to just like, why isn't our house selling? Like, it's great, we're such a lack of inventory. Um, the house is on the market, it's clean. Why isn't it selling? And these are the questions that we get from our sellers. And as seasoned professionals, we have to go ahead and then revisit the same things we would tell our people that are selling, to ourselves. We got to give ourselves, we got to taste our own medicine. So here's what it boils down to. A couple things. Number one, I got a text message earlier today from somebody who has a friend who has a house listed. Now that house is not listed with me. And I'm not holding a grudge because I don't know these people, and everybody has relationships. So they're listed with another real estate agent. It's here, close by, and the house is in Milford. House has only been on the market for like 5 days, and people reach out. They look for affirmations. They look for confirmations with other people for whatever the situation is. They're looking for the answer that they want ultimately. And I'm looking at this. I'm not going through and running comps, looking at this particular property, but I am seeing that the house has only been on the market for like 5 days, and it seems to be priced okay. You know, for those of you joining us here, we're talking real estate today. We're given a bit of a thermometer, we're giving you an insight, for somebody that has probably 300 deals under their belt, plus deals, and quite a few years of experience in real estate. We're given a temperature of the market, right? This is what's happening current day. It's the end of June, and we are in the Michigan market here for those of you viewing around the world. So what happens is that there's this house. It's been on the market for 5 days. It's relatively clean. It seems to be priced okay. I don't know that market where this place is listed like the back of my hand, but I can tell you that we are preconditioned to just expect that these houses just sell immediately once they hit the market, which sometimes they do. In fact, we have two houses that hit the market last weekend. One of them flew off the shelf because it was very, very well done. And then the other one has had some traffic. It hasn't had as much traffic, but we've probably had 10 people through overall through the open houses and individual showings. Hasn't sold yet. I know I'm pushing the price a little bit high, and that's something that you have to be aware of when you are you selling a house. Like, are you overpriced? That's the big question, because again, we want these things to sell the moment they hit the market. So this house over in Milford has been on for 5 days. It's priced maybe 15,000. Like, there's price points that people shop at. Somebody might be approved up to 200,000. Somebody might be approved up to 300,000. And but the point is, like, you have to relate this to like your normal life. You understand the inventory. You walk into a grocery store and you see a box of cookies, a brand that you would entertain, and a brand that you wouldn't normally entertain. But if that brand that you wouldn't normally buy is like a screaming deal, You know, it's like, man, I might try that for $1, but I'm not going to spend 5 on it. So it's like that type of mentality. But the we're looking for the affirmations. We're looking for these houses. These we're looking for the answers. I guess is the point that I was making earlier. You know, house is clean. This particular person, the house is clean. Maybe a little bit overpriced, but it's only been 5 days on the market, and you've got to understand that these everything has its shelf life. Real estate has its shelf life. Not everything sells in a weekend. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks. Like, really. I've experienced times where you've been on the market and then all of a sudden, 17 days in, you get 3 offers. Like, what is taking you so long? And sometimes it's people that have seen it before because they need to be convinced, they need to be reassured that this is an okay thing. So, whether that, falls on our shoulders as the salespeople to help program, and set an expectation for people. It's just, maybe that's something to do. Okay, so there's that expectation of houses selling, but also you can't be too far overpriced because people will. I'm guilty of this. Okay, there's a Corvette right on the side of the road. Here in town, it's an older Corvette, but it's a one owner car, right? Which is, somebody thinks that's a good thing, right? It's a one owner car, but it's got old tires and it's like you can see 30 plus, almost 40 years of neglect, and even though it's one owner, if it hasn't been maintained, it might not be the best deal. So. They were asking about $9,000 for this 1985 Corvette, which is a vintage I like. I like those C4s because they're inexpensive, they're plentiful. You can easily find parts for these things and whatever. So, but I'm not making a bid on that car for $9,000. I'm not even going to give them an offer of what it's worth, which is truthfully like $4,000 in its current condition. Probably a little bit less because I want to make a buck. But there's just that. So, like, you don't overprice your stuff because people will just walk away from it and just ignore it like a fart in church. So there's these things. So beware of overpricing your properties. You overpricing anything that you're selling because the public generally knows what something's worth, just like your box of cookies, just like anything that you're looking to buy online. Any product. Like, we're shopping on Amazon and I see some of these different names out here and some people, like, I appreciate all the comments and people tuning in. You may not have the same exposure here to stuff that we have in Michigan, but you still know when something's overpriced, and you always want to try and negotiate. So and there's a point, I really do believe, where people will not negotiate because the thing was too high of a price when it first started. So good. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm seeing some of the comments here. I look like a professor I had at my whatever. I don't know. Maybe I am Professor Dean. It's what you can call me. Just subscribe to the channel. You can check out some of these real estate related videos that we get into over time. And where are some of you guys from? Like, drop in the chat. Where are you guys? States, countries. I actually, I got a lot of viewership from overseas, and I see that, and I appreciate everybody that's out here viewing. But go ahead and drop in there. What do you guys? Where are you guys from? And who's in real estate? It's Alex from Detroit, relocated to Scotland. Scotland. I hear stories of this stuff called Loch Nora. I don't know that I've ever had it. Maybe once, but it was something that my grandma was always like hip to, because like, anybody who goes to Scotland, bring me back to go through the duty free and bring back a couple bottles of Loch Nora, and it was just one of those, maybe that stuff, right? Maybe not. We certainly don't get it in Detroit. None of the local liquor stores. Not that I'm out there looking for it, because it's something I can really tolerate, drinking on a daily basis. Anybody else? What else we got here? Where else are you guys from? Hell, you don't know. Yeah, I mean it's a tough one to find, but yeah, Scotland. That's got to be interesting scenery here. I'll share my view right now. We got a little spot on the lake here. I'll show you this. So little canal action. House is right across the way. We actually flipped that one right across the canal. You can't see it because the trees are in the way. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, dropping the likes and all that stuff. I'm not able to go on Facebook and go live right now currently, but I have traditionally made it a point to do some of these lives. The viewership, it tends to trickle in a little bit, as your live continues to go and you kind of hit peaks with the viewership. So appreciate you guys for tuning in and viewing and dropping your comments there. Yeah, so Alec, that's cool. You're from Detroit, and I'd be curious, but I don't want to advertise and all your business out there. Ultimately, why you're out there, what took you out to Scotland. I think it'd be cool to go travel the world, and here in the day and age of internet and all these things, the ability, Starlink, right? The ability to have internet access and work from around the world, I think is one of those things that man, it's really going to open it up for us, right? Hey, that'll do it, man. Marrying the right woman. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I've got a friend from high school that he went out. I believe he was. I think he ended up in Thailand. Met somebody. Thailand. He's working remote, making all kinds of money. Cost of living. Like that's the big fantasy right there, is to go out and like, man, if I could just get out of the American system and go somewhere where the dollar stretches so much further. And yeah, okay, there you go. I mean, that's exactly where I was going. You start thinking about going into, man, where would I go? I'd like to explore the Philippines. I really, because we got some VAs, some people that have done some work for us over there. The Philippines, I think that'd be a cool thing. Plus the dollar stretches, and then you hear all the things about like, well, you can live like a king for $2,000 US. That's cool, right? Why not? Why not? Because to be able to set up cash flow, have some rental properties and have some income producing assets that just put some cash in your account. I mean, that's all it is having the ability to produce and, going through life and just living life with the people you love. So, and meeting new people too. I think that's the cool part, right? I really think we're more alike than we're not. So, anyhow, I'm going to get back to the books. Seem to type the sale. No, man. No. Although I do follow some of those people. I'll button up on this. That have sailed. There's one guy that like was sailing across the globe, and then there's some girl that's like currently rowing from, I think, SoCal to Hawaii is what she was doing. Yeah, I could do it, man. Like live the whole Pirates Caribbean thing. I've just never been an experienced sailor. I've been on the water, but freaked myself out a couple times when it comes to the water too. But I respect it. So, Alec, drop a little something in the inbox, man. Let's connect. Aside from that, we're gonna catch you guys on the next video. I appreciate everybody from tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next video here. We'll see how long it takes us to shut down.